Welcome, PMPers, to the second installment of Test Your Knowledge. I am your host, Kyle Hoagland, and joining me as always, or in this case, the second time, is the most electronic, geez, I already screwed that up. We're going to keep going, cruising right through, though. The most electrifying man in all of podcast entertainment, Josh Haddix.
Oh, God. Hello, everybody.
And Josh Kiser.
I'm not electronic or electrifying, but I am here.
He is the man that podcasts wish they could forget, Josh Kiser. So we're still on the road to WrestleMania. Obviously, this Friday will be our final podcast for the pro wrestling topic, which will be previewing WrestleMania, which, by the way, we can't even call it WrestleMania 32, I think, anymore, or 33 or whatever it is. I think now it's just known as WrestleMania. I think they got rid of all the numbering.
Yeah, Vince, after 30, decided he didn't want to do numbers anymore.
That's true. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Although it would have been cool, like 20 years later, to say it's WrestleMania 50 or something like that. But I'm sure they'll do like the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, they'd probably call it that. But yeah, Vince thought it made it sound too old, so he stopped numbering.
Word. So, well, right now the score is 1-0 in favor of Kiser. He took home the WWE Attitude Era theme song competition, where he basically, let's be honest, it was a rout.
It was a slobber knocker in favor of me.
I have full confidence that after today, he'll be 2-0.
We'll have a Goldberg-like streak by the time this is done.
Yes.
It's going to be Goldberg versus Gilbert. I can see it. So, because we're still talking about wrestling, obviously this Test Your Knowledge is also going to be about wrestling, and with WrestleMania just a few days away, we're going to do some WrestleMania knowledge. So that is what we're going to be doing. I've got 10 questions here. Some are multiple choice. Some are just going to have to just guess. And towards the end, there'll be a couple questions where multiple points can be scored. So Haddix, in this case, because I do feel that even in this case, I think Kaiser's going to have a little bit of an advantage on this, just considering how long he has been a wrestling fan. And these questions are going to range anywhere between WrestleMania 1 all the way up to last year's WrestleMania. But you know what? I'm feeling good about your chances. A lot of these are multiple choice, so I don't think it's going to be as big a blowout. Let's put it that way. If Kaiser wins, I think it'll be a close one.
We'll find out.
We will, and this is how we're going to find out. So right now, like I said, 10 questions, and here is question number 1. Remember, this is all WrestleMania related. Question number 1, which WrestleMania is the only one to not take place on a Sunday? Usually Sundays are meant for pay-per-views. It's been going on for 33 years or whatever it is. I know no multiple choice on this one. I just want you can just anywhere between 1 and 32.
I mean, this is a complete guess. I have a 1 in 32 chance.
You sure do, dude. Those odds are ever in your favor.
All right, answers are in, and we have a tie. So, Kaiser, you put down WrestleMania 1.
I sure did.
And Haddix, you put WrestleMania 5.
Yep.
So, both of those are actually incorrect. The correct answer was WrestleMania 2.
I knew it was 1 or 2.
And I think one of the main reasons why was because it was being held at 3 different venues at one time. And I think they weren't. I don't know if they were able to just get everything booked on the same day, or for the sake of closed circuit television.
It was shown on a Monday, wasn't it?
I think it was I thought it was a Saturday.
Oh, maybe.
That just shows how ready I am for this. WrestleMania 2. WrestleMania took place in 3 venues. One in Uniondale, one in Rosemont, Illinois, and the other one in Los Angeles. But yeah, it did not take place on a Sunday. It took place on a Monday. Yeah, it took place on a Monday.
Bonus points for me.
Good job knowing the tidbit there, Kiser. It's too bad you didn't know the WrestleMania. So the score is 0-0 after question number 1. So let's see if you guys improve with question number 2. Haddix, I feel like this is something you could get right. No multiple choice again. Here's question number 2. What is The Rock's win-loss record at WrestleMania against Stone Cold Steve Austin? No multiple choice. Give me an answer. Two quick answers, two correct answers. So, which WrestleMania did The Rock actually beat?
Is this a bonus question that we're answering privately, or you're just kind of throwing it out there?
Just throwing it out there.
Wasn't it 16?
That would have been my guess too, actually.
It was, yes, 16.
Yeah, the last one, the last fight they had, right?
No, I'm sorry. It was 19.
So 19 was my second guess, but yeah, I would have thought 16.
Yeah, WrestleMania 19. Yeah, WrestleMania 19. The Rock defeats Stone Cold Steve Austin in a singles match,
Okay.
and that was also Steve Austin's final match in the WWE, or really anywhere. I don't think he really wrestled anywhere else. No reason for him to.
He wrestled in my backyard federation.
1-1. Who had the? What titles did we have in that backyard federation? That trampoline one.
I mean, you had all kinds
You
of
said your
all
standard-
kinds of championships, and I would walk out like I was Scott Norton with 14 different titles.
you came back from Japan with 20 titles. Did you also did you have the same move repertoire as Scott Norton, where you just walked in and powerbound somebody and left?
That's what you do. You walk in, powerbomb, leave. That's all you need.
For a show that was 3 hours long, they really felt like, man, we really need to cut some time. So Scott Norton, go out there and powerbomb Cyclope for us.
Hey, you got to give the Nitro Girls plenty of airtime.
It's true. I think they did get more airtime than Scott Norton, the 20 belt winner, or the 20 title holder. All right, question number 3. We did discuss about how WrestleMania 30 was the last time that we saw the use of the Roman numerals, or really the numbering at all of WrestleMania. But before WrestleMania 30, there were a few times where the Roman numerals were not used in numbering the event on the main logo. What was the first WrestleMania where the main logo did not have a Roman numeral? This time I will give some examples.
You mean multiple
Is it, yeah. Is it A, WrestleMania 18, B, WrestleMania 13, C, WrestleMania 12, or D, WrestleMania 24? So 18, 13, 12, or 24?
Complete guess.
All right, answers are in. And both of you got that incorrect. Although 18 was not done with Roman numerals, although it was what? It was like XI8. So it was kind of half and half, where they put a number and they put X as XI8. Which would be 19, not 18, my bad. But still not correct. And also 18 wouldn't have been right anyways. The correct answer in this case was 13. They actually put the actual number 13 down for that WrestleMania. And there have been other times where they've done this.
I was trying to think which one was the closest to WrestleMania 2000, because that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. Well, that was, 14 was 98. 15, they did the Roman numeral. And then 2000 would have been 16. But 13 was the first one that they did. So right now the score is still Haddix 1, Kiser 1. So, I mean, Haddix, you got to be feeling good after 3 questions. You're still tied with Kiser.
Oh, Kiser is the one that should feel good. All right.
The fact that I got the Rock question right, so I mean, I'm feeling okay.
All right, so let's go to question number 4. Which WrestleMania boasts the highest attendance? So high that it, until only recently, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, it was finally beaten for the highest attendance for an indoor sporting event. I will give you multiple choices on this as well. So, is it A, WrestleMania 23, which, by the way, me and Kiser and Matt went to. That was in Detroit, Michigan. WrestleMania 29 at MetLife Stadium. WrestleMania 3, which I believe was Andre
Superdome, brother.
versus Hogan. And then D, WrestleMania 28 at the Sun Life Stadium in Miami.
No idea whatsoever.
I will say them again.
Do them real quick. Yeah.
WrestleMania 23 in Detroit. WrestleMania 29 at New Jersey in MetLife Stadium. WrestleMania 3 or WrestleMania 28. All right, answers are in. So, Kiser, you said WrestleMania 3, and that is correct.
I had that answered in before you gave me choices.
In the Pontiac Silverdome, brother. 93,173 people. They actually had to put more chairs basically in like aisleways, and it was, I don't know if it was up to code back in the 80s, but they were able to get almost 100,000 people in that stadium, which is, pretty impressive.
Would you say they were a bunch of code breakers?
OSHA wasn't a part of this either, probably.
I'll say, don't get Kiser started on OSHA, dude. Not even to go nuts.
Now, WrestleMania 28, which is, Haddix, you said that one. That was The Rock versus John Cena the first time around, the once-in-a-lifetime match part 1.
Yeah.
Which was at 78,363. It is the fourth highest attendance.
That was literally a complete guess. Like I wasn't basing that off of any knowledge that I gained.
And the other two that I gave...
I was just going to say, they're actually pushing 100. They're talking like they might have 100,000 at this upcoming WrestleMania.
You would think Levi Stadium would have had the well, I guess it's not it's not a huge stadium, but it's a new one. You would think like some of the newer ones would have a lot of capacity.
Football stadiums don't hold as much typically, at least professional football stadiums.
Yeah, I guess you're right. WrestleMania 23, which is the one that you and me and Matt went to, that is the third most in history. That was 80,103. That was the one where Vince got his head shaved bald by potentially our next president of the United States, Donald Trump. And
I believe that WrestleMania is better known for the Kane Great Khali hook match, but
See No Evil meat hook match or whatever the hell it was called. WrestleMania 29 is the second most, which was Lesnar versus Triple H, and I believe that was Cena versus The Rock Part 2, which, yeah, makes sense because 28 was the first time. All right, so Kiser is at 2, Haddix is at 1. We are at question 5, almost the halfway point, guys. So I doubt any match will ever touch the Bret Hart HBK Iron match, just as far as the match length goes. It's really tough for pay-per-view, the people who are in charge of that to think that anybody would want to watch anything for 60 minutes, let alone a match at WrestleMania, but they pulled it off very, very well. Especially when it even went to sudden death. But at 36 and a half minutes, this was the second longest match in WrestleMania history, and I will give you a couple multiple choices.
Oh, good, because I was going to not know where to go with this one.
Is it A, Triple H versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 28?
Hold on, does this include intros?
No, it's from the bell.
Okay, I was about to say
at that point, you count all Undertaker.
Undertaker has like a 2-hour long match.
I was about to say.
So choice A is WrestleMania 28, Triple H versus The Undertaker. I believe that's the Hell in a Cell match with HBK as the guest referee. Is it B, Triple H versus Mick Foley versus The Rock versus The Big Show at WrestleMania 16? Is it HBK versus The Undertaker at the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania? Or is it the John Cena versus The Rock Part 1 at WrestleMania 28? I will say them again as you think about them. Triple H versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. Fatal 4-Way for the world title at WrestleMania 16. I'm not going to name all those people again. HBK Undertaker at the 25th anniversary, or John Cena versus The Rock Part 1.
God damn it. I fucking no idea. I'm going to be mad if it's the one I thought it was, though.
And we have a tie now. Kiser, you said Triple H versus Taker. That is the fourth longest. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the third longest match in WrestleMania history. Well, I guess the second after the
Iron Man.
the Iron Man match. And HBK versus The Undertaker is the fourth longest match in history. And at number 2, Haddix, the Fatal 4-Way, at 36 minutes and 28 seconds. Is 6 minutes longer than really any of the rest of the matches that could have came close.
I'm impressed you chose the Fatal 4-Way, to be honest.
The only reason I chose it was because since there's 4 people, certain people could, I'm sure, had downtime.
There's more rest breaks and stuff. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it makes sense.
I was gonna go Triple H Undertaker. That was what I was gonna be mad about because I wanted to write that and I didn't. And if that was the right answer, I was gonna be pissed.
I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't
shorter because of that too. I feel like there might not have been as many matches just because you had like 4 main eventers in one match.
Yeah, and I knew it wasn't HBK Taker because I've watched that match and it's not that long.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's just as long as the one you picked.
Well, yeah, but I just know for a fact it's not that long. I can't remember Triple H Taker, so that's why I went with that one.
Yeah, Triple H, it says the Cena Rock and then the 2 Undertaker matches I mentioned are all roughly between 30 and 31 minutes long. So 2-2, we are at question number 6. Hags, dude, I'm rooting for you, man. You could break even here. So, anyways. Speaking of match length, all the matches that this particular wrestler was in at WrestleMania at least went for 18 minutes. Every single one of his matches. And no one else can claim that. Multiple choice. Here are your choices. Is it A, John Cena? B, The Rock? C, and I lost the list. Screen coming back up. And there we go. Shawn Michaels. Or D, The Undertaker?
Wow, that's a tough one. Fuck it.
All right, answers are in. Both of you guys are correct. It is Mr. WrestleMania himself, dude, Shawn Michaels.
Before you even gave us multiple choice, I was going to pick Shawn Michaels.
He was my first guess, too.
Yeah, for some reason, Undertaker threw me off. I don't know.
No, see, the reason I knew it wouldn't be Taker...
had a couple short squash
Yes, matches. Exactly. He's been in so many. Early on in his career, he wrestled a lot of those jabroni guys that couldn't have put up 18-plus minute matches, like Giant Gonzalez, King Kong Bundy, things like that.
And really, even The Rock and stuff, I feel like, as good as he is, I don't think during his time... having an 18-minute match with everybody he was going to go against probably wasn't going to make a whole.
The Rock was my other guess because
Cena, if I was going to play this and I didn't know the answers, Cena would have been up there for me too.
Well, Cena, Big Show. That's the reason I wouldn't have picked him.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was like an 11, 12-minute match, wasn't it? The United States title.
Yeah, I mean it couldn't have been that long. So I mean it would have been 18+ minutes. That's why I knew it was down to The Rock or HBK.
Yeah, good call. So score is 3-3, and here is question number 7. So not every main event at WrestleMania showcased a lengthy match, however. In fact, there was a match where Hulk Hogan makes a triumphant return to beat Yokozuna in an impromptu match after Yokozuna beat Bret Hart for the title. And that match lasted only 22 seconds. However, it wasn't billed, obviously, as the main event. So as far as the billed main events, what main event was the shortest match? I'll give you choices.
Oh, not of that pay-per-view, of just all pay-per-views. All WrestleManias.
Of WrestleMania.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so here, as far as the shortest ones, is it A, Hogan versus King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania 2? Is it Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania 11? Is it Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, at WrestleMania 4? Or was it that Bret Hart versus Yokozuna match I mentioned earlier where Yokozuna beat him and then Hogan came out and beat Yokozuna directly afterwards?
It's a good question right here.
I will say them again. You should think. Hogan versus Bundy. Taylor versus Bigelow. Savage versus DiBiase. Or Bret versus Yokozuna?
Fucking no idea. Real quick, so I can type my answer correctly. What were they again? Real fast.
Hogan, Bundy, Bigelow, Taylor.
Okay.
Savage, DiBiase, Brett Yokozuna.
Complete guess.
All right, both of you guys said Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam. And actually, of the 4 matches I gave you a choice, that was the longest match.
Really? Wow.
Bigelow and Taylor lasted almost 12 minutes. Then in that order, as far as longest to shortest, the next one would have been Hogan and Bundy at 10 minutes and 15 seconds. The next one after that would have been Savage and DiBiase at 9 minutes
Fuck, it was Hart and Yoko.
And Brett and Yoko went just shy of 9 minutes. That was WrestleMania 9.
If you didn't have Lawrence Taylor, I would have went Brett and Yokozuna, but I figured Lawrence Taylor being a non-regular, even though Yokozuna can't put on long matches, I thought maybe it would be Taylor. Son of a bitch.
You know, I went back and watched Taylor and Bigelow. That honestly wasn't a terrible match. For a guy who doesn't wrestle, like, I don't know if it's either you give that credit to Bigelow or do you give the credit for Taylor and how athletic he was. But that really wasn't for a celebrity match. It's probably one of the best celebrity matches.
Yeah, I mean,
other than I'm not really think I can't really think of any other ones, the other like celebrity matches. Big Show versus Mayweather in a boxing match or whatever the hell they did. No, that was actually a real match. That was like he pinned him with brass knucks. All right, so score is still 3-3, and here is question number 8. So now that The Undertaker no longer has his winning streak anymore,
he lost to Brock Lesnar.
There,
boom.
I'm about to take a point away from you. But at this current moment, what wrestler, both active and non-active, has the longest current winning streak at WrestleMania? And who also has never lost?
So he is active or he's not active? Like, what do you mean?
It's what active or non-active.
So,
who has the best record at WrestleMania? Who has the most wins without a loss?
Okay.
I will give you options.
In the history of WrestleMania.
In the history of WrestleMania. Okay. Is it A, Rob Van Dam, B, Dean Ambrose, B, the Legion of Doom, or D?
You said B twice.
That's why you got to confuse and you're like, and D.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did the order differently on the paper. So A, Rob Van Dam, B, Dean Ambrose, C, LOD, or D, Axe from Demolition.
So is this who has the most wins ever? Who has the most
wins without losing at WrestleMania?
Okay, so they have no losses.
Best win streak. The best undefeated streak at WrestleMania.
Okay. Is it E, Undertaker?
It's not E, Undertaker.
This is a complete fucking guess, too.
I'll take things Haddix says after every guess.
The only one that I've known for sure was the record for Stone Cold and The Rock. And Shawn Michaels.
Haddix takes a lead.
Boom.
And his score is 4-3. He picked Rob Van Dam, who is 4-0 currently at WrestleMania.
I couldn't even tell you the matches that Rob Van Dam's had.
That's some fucking horse shit right there.
So the next best one is a tie between Axe from Demolition and Legion of Doom. They're both 3-0 at WrestleMania. And Gene Ambrose currently has the best record on the live roster at 2-0.
I thought maybe he was 3-0.
I think he's only had 2 WrestleManias.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I know he won the last 2 when he was with the Shield, but well, wait, what did he do last year?
Huh?
Because last year would have been after the Shield broke up, right? Or was they still the Shield? So did he wrestle at that?
I guess not. He might have been injured or something, but I have here he's 2-0. Either way, Rob Van Dam is definitely 4-0. So that's definitely the right answer. Even if Dean Ambrose might be 3-0 also. So question number 9. Who has the longest losing streak and has never won at WrestleMania? Here are the choices. A, Goldust. B, Crush. C, Jeff Hardy. D, the Dudleys. Once again, Goldust, Crush, the Enigma Jeff Hardy, or the Boys from Dudleyville?
Oops. Type that wrong.
Well, Cruz and Crush are both incorrect, Haddix. He was 0-4, so that's a good guess. I mean, all of them are good guesses. They're all guys who didn't win. Kiser, you had the correct answer at Goldust at 0-6.
Nice.
Yes.
Probably has the advantage of just being in the most WrestleMania matches to compile that win-loss record. Crush was at 0-4, Jeff Hardy 0-5, and the Dudleys 0-4. So, guys, we are at the final question, and we have a tie ball game. Haddix, you were at 4. Kiser, you were at 4. Now, this one is for multiple points. You have the choice. I will give you. I'm not going to give you anybody, but I will give you points based on how many matches he has been in this. So, who has been in the most Money in the Bank ladder matches?
Jesus Christ, I have no idea.
At WrestleMania?
So you guys both at WrestleMania. There have been 6 Money in the Bank ladder matches at WrestleMania before it became its own pay-per-view.
Its own pay-per-view.
And so the answer is who's been in the most of them.
Who's been in the most? Now you can pick one. Whatever you pick, I'm going to give you points equal to how many matches he's been in.
So if you pick that guy and he was in 2, you get 2 points. If I pick someone who was in 5 of them, I get 5 points.
Exactly. So right now, whoever picks the better answer.
I'm just going with the one that I know has been in at least one. Actually, I don't even know if that's true.
Is that everyone's final answer then?
Yeah.
If you count my second answer there, that's my final answer.
Who's Ash Welton?
Big excited trying to type the actual name.
Okay. So, Haddix, you put down Seth Rollins, which is a guaranteed 1 point.
Yep.
He has been literally in one
God damn it.
Money in the Bank ladder match. And Kiser, you went with the big points, Shelton Benjamin.
I did.
He has been in 5 of the 6.
Yeah, I typed Kofi, and I was like, no, wait, Shelton Benjamin was the Kofi before Kofi was a
Kofi's
thing.
still a good answer, too. Kofi's been in 4.
Yeah, I just figured Shelton might have been there. Kofi seemed to be more the modern day when it became its own pay-per-view, where Shelton was back when it was WrestleMania time.
Yeah, so the top ones on this one was Shelton Benjamin at 5, Kofi Kingston and CM Punk both at 4, Edge at 3. And then a bunch of people, and at some point Seth Rollins shows up.
Hey, that's my boy Seth.
So was Shelton Benjamin the best answer?
Shelton Benjamin was the best answer.
God, I'm so happy about myself right now.
You should be, because that puts you at 9 points, which now it makes it seem like you kicked the shit out of Haddix because the final score is 9-5. But really, the score was at 4-4 until that last one. That last question was more or less. I was hoping for Haddix to try and catch up because he was down, but it actually ended up being the other way around.
We were tied at 4, right? So it was 9-4. Kiser beat me.
No, you got a point.
Oh, that's right. I got a point for Seth Rollins.
You got a point for Seth Rollins.
Nice.
All right. So the final score here is Kiser 9, Haddix 5. Kiser, congratulations. You are going to go into the next time we do this at a 2-0 record. We'll call you Goldberg until further notice.
About
Haddix,
to get my own personal security for this shit.
That's right. You got to breathe in the smoke like a dragon. And Gilbert, we're probably have to get you a couple of Roman candles. And I think we're also going to have to remove about 90% of the teeth out of your mouth. Is that the only way? That's the only way you can pull off the Gilbert look.
All right. Hey, I'm in. I'm committed. So,
well, thank you everyone for listening. If you're enjoying this or enjoying anything that we're putting out there, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you guys listen to our podcast. The next one's coming up this Friday for the WrestleMania preview. So we hope that you guys will join us for that. And from all of us here, I have no Cleveland, San Francisco one today. My bad. But I'm Kyle. That's Haddix, and that's Kiser. Congratulations, Kiser. And we'll see you guys next time.
Adios.
Goldberg.
He's humble.
I hope everyone already turned it off.